In this video, I'm going to talk to you about becoming a freelancer without quitting your job. Stay tuned. So many people struggle with the critical issue of quitting their 9-to-5 and building a life on their own terms. So many people, I bet even you, are struggling with this dilemma of how to make it a reality that you can create a career and a lifestyle that works for you, that energizes you, that satisfies you and the people around you. I think that this video is motivated by all the people I hear come to me and say, Rich, I would love to be a freelancer, but I'm struggling to make the leap, or my parents telling me it's a terrible idea. I still live at home and they're just not going to support this idea. Or maybe you have a need to pay for things like high rent costs, health insurance. Maybe you need a car where you live. Maybe you live in the United States and gas prices are skyrocketing. And so becoming a freelancer, although the lifestyle feels really appealing, there's some elements to it that just don't seem to fit, right? Well, if this is your first time on my channel, let me introduce you to myself. I'm Rich UX, CEO and founder of Rich+Niche.com, where we help people transition from 9-to-5 into freelance careers, typically as digital marketers. But we always encounter people that face these dilemmas, and it's challenging, no doubt about it. And I know that some of you just aren't going to be able to make a complete jump to say, I'm cutting off my 9-to-5 and I'm starting a business. I mean, that's just not going to work for so many of you. So I'm just going to kind of go over what I feel is the logical solution to this problem. I mean, we need to stop making this huge mental burden that we carry around with us, like, oh, I'm not the best version of myself if I don't make the leap to become a freelancer. Like, oh, I'm not living my full life if I keep my 9-to-5. I mean, that's just not true. This is a journey. This is an evolution. You are transforming your life, and it can take time. It can take 3 to 5 years. It can be a difficult process, and we need to accept that. We don't need to fight that anymore. But there's definitely a methodology here that you could apply, and there are some strategies that you could utilize that would help you through this process. Now, one of the big issues is that when you get a job, you look at the job as an extension of yourself, as an extension of your ego, you try to get the highest paying job. You try to get the biggest title. And that's fine if that's the way you're going, right? I get that. But if you want to become a freelancer, if you want to do something different in the next 2 to 4 years besides having a job, then I wouldn't look to get the biggest job, right? Let's talk about some different alternatives here that might work for you. Get a job and find a job. First of all, finding a job will help you satisfy all of those other things. It will cure the fear of stability. It will help you tell your parents that you're on the right track. It will reassure you that you've got money coming in next month. But don't find a job that is going to take all of your energy and time. Don't find the job that's pushing you to the max, that you're on now this corporate ladder chasing game. Don't do that. Step back a little bit and look at the job as a means to an end. Look at the job as a stepping stone. Look at the job as a life jacket, that it's not you, okay? It doesn't define your whole life. It is a support tool as you chase your dreams, to live life on your own terms, to be completely independent, to work remotely, to work while traveling, to be a freelancer, to be a business owner. The job is supporting you to do that. So a lot of people, they go all in on their career as they're in their job, and they give more than 40 hours a week, and they answer calls and emails on the weekends, and they never shut off, and they can never create enough time and energy for themselves as a freelancer. You need to start doing something slightly different. The first thing I would do is scale back your ambition with the job and stop worrying about the quality of the job. Stop worrying about where the job is. Stop worrying about what company it is. Don't even think about that you're going to be there long term. Think about it maybe in the sense that I might be here for 2 years. That's going to be my freelance runway. Here are some things I would try and do. I would look, first of all, for a job that is remote capable, that they allow work from home. So you typically want to get a job where you're overqualified, where you don't really tell them you're overqualified, but you know in your head you're overqualified, that the things they're asking for, you can complete extremely fast. So if you have a job that's work from home capable, that's already remote, you're gonna really be in charge of a lot of how your time is spent. And I think that that's going to create extra time for you, and you're not going to have this commute time. I think that's one of the biggest challenges is like, do you have to commute every day back and forth? That's going to eat up a lot of time, energy, and extra resources. Now, if you do have to commute, I'd actually want you to commute by train or by tram or by SkyRail or some way that you can be hands-free, right? Maybe carpool. If you have to drive, that's okay. At least you can control what's on the radio or what's going into your ears. You can utilize that time. But, commuting is a big factor, right? So first, looking for a job that's work from home friendly. If it's not and you have to commute, maybe commute in a very passive way where you can utilize that time to work on other projects, to continue your educational development. But again, looking for a job where you're overqualified so that if there is a set of deliverables every week, if there is a required quota, that you can achieve it very quickly. Now, what this does is if you're working in a cubicle, if you're working in an office, you could potentially utilize some of that time on other things. I've completed my work and now I'm just going to go read a few articles. I'm going to watch a few videos. I'm going to study. I'm going to work on my blog. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to, write an eBook. I'm going to be developing my freelance career assets. I'm going to work on my website. So that's how I would approach it. I would basically say I'm not going to let this job take advantage of me. I'm going to take advantage of this job. Now, if you have some moral problem with that, that's your problem. I mean, the corporate world has sucked people dry forever. I think that you can find some sort of middle ground where you are able to utilize your time to serve you and still give the company what they're looking for. I'm by no means recommending that you steal or that you don't do the work that's asked of you. I'm just saying if you're overqualified, it'll be very easy for you to do it and have extra time available. And I think when it's a remote capable work from home job, you really can take advantage of that dynamic. The next option would be to have a job like Uber or DoorDash, because then you're in control of the hours. You have that stability. You have that knowing that you're going to be making money, but you're totally in control of it. And I think that would allow you a lot more time to begin this sort of journey on the side. I did DoorDash before I was a full-time freelancer, and I really liked having the quiet nature of, that money-making situation. I got to decide whether I was going to have it quiet in the car and I'd be thinking about something, planning something in my head, or I'd be listening to a Gary Vee podcast, or I'd be listening to an audiobook, filling my mind with positivity, motivation, or things that I wanted to learn about, right? Maybe an online course that you could be listening to through your car stereo, through, setting up your phone on Bluetooth, right? And I think like what this is all about is earning money in a way that's not overly intensive, that doesn't deplete you from your energy, so that you can start freelancing as a side hustle. You can start chipping away at your goals while you have a job. Like, why does it have to be either or? Why can't it be both at the same time? And a lot of people say, well, I don't have the energy, I don't have the time, and I don't have the ability to do both things. And that's why I'm saying you have to choose a job that's easy. You can't choose one that you're chasing that career path in a competitive nature. Okay, so pick a job that you're overqualified for, or pick a job that is controlled by you, like some of these Uber Eats, DoorDash, these type of delivery jobs where you're in your car. All right, I want to transition now and say that freelancing isn't a choice. It's a lifestyle and career format that is earned. You don't just get to skip all the hard parts of life and say, you know what, I'm a freelancer now. You have to earn that right by developing an incredible set of skills, by becoming a strong communicator, by being a great salesperson. And you know, it can take time to develop this, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think people have this idea that just because someone else is doing it, like that they didn't go through all these treacherous times, these challenges, these fears, and they actually did. You know, I don't think anyone's coming out of high school and instantly going into freelance. They at the bare minimum had to put in some educational time, had to keep living with their parents, had to sacrifice on spending on other areas and investing in themselves. So, you know, don't assume that you just get to do this, and don't feel, you know, ashamed that you do have to go into the job for a little while. Just know in your head why you're doing it and make that process happen. Now, while you're doing that, build up one freelance client on the side, or become your own client. You know, start your own project, one or the other, but build it up on the side over time. You know, you need to forge your experience, add to your portfolio, and ultimately what you're doing for yourself is like building proof of concept. Like, this is something I can do. So there's no fear, right? If you don't prove it to yourself, you don't leave the job. You keep Ubering, you keep working, you know, you take a different job. You know, you don't ever have to live under this intensive pressure or having this like shame or worried about what other people think. And you can satisfy other people if that's important to you. I mean, ultimately, it's your life to live. But if you do live at home with your family, like, they're going to have some expectations of you, right? What you're ultimately then trying to do as you build up that side element is match your income. If you make $3,000 from your job, from Ubering, from whatever it is you do, can you get freelance clients that bring you $3,000 a month? Can you get 3 $1,000 really simple clients? Or even better, can you get one $3,000 client? And then what would happen if you got 2 $2,500 clients, you know, paying you every month to provide them a service as a freelancer? Maybe it's writing, maybe it's video creation, maybe it's social media, maybe it's building a website and managing the website. So I think that once you do that, now you're like, well, if I can get 2 clients who pay me $2,000, $2,500 a month, well, I can get 4. Well, I can get 8. Maybe one day I can get 16 and I can have a team. Like, there's absolutely no reason why you would suddenly believe that that was luck. You know, if you only have 1 client and they pay you like $200 a month, that's not really a proof of concept. There's no scalability there. There's no proof there that you can repeat it or that you're going to get paid enough to make this a reality. Like, you have to develop the valuable skills that business owners want to hire. People need to realize that, like, business is just a set of skills. That's all it is. And sometimes 3 people have the entire set of skills. Sometimes 5 people, sometimes 100 people. Sometimes 1 skill is missing, and the business owner doesn't want to hire someone full-time, give them benefits, worry about them. They want to just get a freelancer to take that skill on, right? It's just a set of skills that are executing around a concept, all right? So work towards building that proof of concept, work towards replacing your income, and maybe then make the leap, right? You might have the income coming in. Maybe you just do both. You know, maybe you're a superstar and you're just handling it all and you're making a lot of money and you're stacking cash and you're saving money. But like, newsflash, you can go backwards if you need to. If you make a run at the freelance thing and it doesn't work out and you have to go pick up Ubering again, oh no, it's the worst. Like, is it? Like, again, you need to be a warrior. You need to go through this battle. You need to come out alive. You know, you don't have to be this shining star, this perfect person. At the end of the day, only you are going to reap the rewards from the freedom and flexibility of this lifestyle and career, or from the passion and interest that it creates for you, and being your own independent boss. Only you get to receive that. So I think that, you know, you need to stop worrying about putting on this image of how you look, how you appear, and accept that, like, you're choosing a lifestyle path. I mean, this to me is just becoming this giant mental burden for people. Like, oh, I can't solve this problem. It's really quite solvable. It's just going to take time. It's just going to take effort. It's just going to take will. It's going to take determination. And, you know, stop, you know, convincing yourself it's one or the other. It's a mix. It's a journey. It's a trial and error. It's not black and white. It's not cut and dry. It's not simple. I should say it is simple. I should say, you know, that it's not simply one or the other. It has to be this flow. You have to have this fluidity in life. You can't define yourself by just any one moment and then say, you know, this definition doesn't work for me, I'm not going to go down this path. And I just don't think it works that way. I think that it's a lot of testing of what feels good for you and what works for you. And people need to be a little bit more flexible in how that operates and how that feels. It's like, you know, if you want to start a business, save up the money, get a partner, get an investor, and do that. But I think when it's this, I am used to having a job, but I'd like to be a freelancer, it's a lot more messy. It's not so simple in the sense that, you know, I can just make that switch. You know, it has to be this process. Think of the butterfly escaping the cocoon. It's a struggle, right? It doesn't just snap and it's done. So I think that's the talk for today. I think I've had a few people come to me with this issue, and, you know, their parents are saying you can't be a freelancer. Their partner's saying we need the stability. They're saying to themselves, I need to pay for healthcare and benefits. I need that. No problem. Stop fighting this battle internally. Stop feeling like you're going to let your family down, and go get the job. Be overqualified. Create some space and time. Get the first client. Proof of concept, scale it up to 2 or 3 clients, match the income, take the leap. You can always go back. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Maybe leave me a comment battling me in the comments about what is right and wrong about this idea. Let's debate, let's discuss it. Subscribe to the channel if this is your first time here and you want to hear more about becoming a freelancer and dealing with sort of these mental battles. I'll be there to help you get through it. And of course, check out the website that we're running all this stuff on. It's richandniche.com. We've got some free webinars there. We've got some courses there. Lots to learn, all right? I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.